Hey guys, it's Natalie. Welcome back to Fashion Meets Makeup. I'm having issues with my tripod. It keeps falling, so I hope it doesn't right now. I'm going to try to do this as a one-take video. The reason I haven't been consistently uploading is basically I haven't been able to incorporate a lot of editing time into my schedule right now. And I have videos that I have filmed or videos that I want to film, but I'm like, why? So we're gonna try a new thing. I'm gonna start uploading some one-take videos. Hopefully I'm gonna try to not mess up a whole bunch, because sometimes that happens and that's the beauty of editing. But I want to start incorporating videos on here that I can just talk about a topic or show you how to do something, and we can just upload it real quick. Kind of like similar that you would do for a live video, but I'm not gonna be doing lives yet because that terrifies me and scares me. But maybe one day. I tried doing it on Facebook, I think like once, but one thing too, I don't know what the heck I was doing, so I didn't really like plan it or promote it, and I'm like, oh, why does this feel just so terrifying when you press that little live button? It's like, totally different than when you're just pressing record. So today I just wanted to talk about some random things related to makeup and beauty and YouTube, and just some thoughts that I'm having, and maybe you guys have been thinking the same thing. So I feel like YouTube and makeup and the beauty community has just shifted so drastically from what it used to be, and I never saw any of this coming. And I guess when I started watching YouTube as well, I didn't really think about what it would be in the future. I started watching YouTube back when Sparkage had short red hair. I think that was 2006 or something like that, long time ago. And she was actually not the first YouTuber I started watching. The first one I started watching, I cannot remember her name, but her actual name was Rosa, and I was looking up how to do vintage, kind of like 50s pinup hair tutorials. And I sucked at hair back then, and currently I tried to do this with a straightener. I was like, I want some very loose waves, and I'm very proud of how it turned out and how quick it was to do. So maybe this will be hairstyle in my rotation of actually trying to do stuff. But yeah, was not good at hair back then. I was like, I want to do those like cute little like, what are they called? Like victory rolls, or just like the cute little curls that like Gwen Stefani would do. And so I noticed she had lots of great tutorials, so I was watching that, tried them, got a little bit better at it, but still not great. Then I found, I think this is how you say her name, Panacea 81, 31, I think it's 81. And she was just, she was so great. She had, this cute little accent, and she just told these like long stories, and I feel like that was the very start of the chit chat get ready with me type videos, because I remember them being very long. And she would be doing these beautiful gorgeous makeup looks using just all this color like blues and greens and pinks and purples, and just really descriptive of what she was doing, and just kind of like chatting back and forth, and it was just really fun. And then later I found Sparkage and Peacherlude and Sandy Thing Brooke and Julie G and Queen of Blondie. Are we throwing it back enough, or do you remember all these people as well? And it was just so fun because I liked makeup, and I first started wearing it when I was like 6 years old. I was in ballet, and we got to wear lip gloss and light blue eyeshadow for performances, and a little bit of pink blush, and it was like, yes, I feel so special and dolled up. And then I really started wearing it a lot when I was in color guard in high school, because we had to put on makeup, because color guard, especially when you're doing it like during the football season, you're on the field, you're super far away from the judges, the audience, so they wanted us to wear bright lipstick, bright blush, especially the lipstick had to be super bright. Most of the time it was like red. The eyeshadow had to be very dramatic. You had to have lots of blush on your cheeks. Basically, they're like, we want to see where your eyes and your mouth are from far away. So basically like performance makeup. And I started really playing around with that. I didn't know anything about blending. I definitely didn't have brushes back then except for blush. And then I remember after that, when I first started college, was when I got into YouTube. I first saw it. One of my cousins, he was watching like some silly claymation video, and it's like, YouTube, what is this? And yeah, he was watching silly videos, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if that's my thing for these type of videos, but yeah, then I found the beauty YouTube videos and was like, oh, I can learn how to do these things, and they're actually showing me. It's not just like learning from, you know, a website where it's like pictorials step by step by step, because I'm one of those people, and this goes back to even learning things like in high school related to math and stuff. Like, okay, I understand how you got here. How did you get down here? And so really being able to see it when people are doing makeup and getting them from one area to another. And back then it used to be so descriptive. I feel like now a lot of tutorials are super short, super like cut down, and sometimes they'll be like, I'm just blending this in the crease, and now I'm just doing this, and you're like, okay. And if you understand how to do that and you're more experienced with makeup, then you're like, okay, I understand where you're putting the colors. But if you're still trying to grasp some of those techniques, it's like, well, are you holding the brush this way or this way? Are you patting down? Are you like, what are you doing? And so that was kind of one of the things that I loved, is that they were really showing you how to do this stuff. So I learned a ton back then. And then also you felt like you were hanging out with a friend, and then you start to see people's different personalities, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so Petralude. And that was what I really loved with it. And also these people, everyone that started doing YouTube, you saw that they did stuff that they really cared about. They really had a passion, and they just loved this stuff, and they loved connecting with people and helping people. And that's why I loved YouTube back then. And I feel like as the years progressed and things went on, of course, brands, companies, they started to see like, oh, people are actually liking these YouTubers. And no matter what it was for, whether it's for the makeup industry or whether it was related to like video games or technology, or I think there's even channels, you know, that review like baby toys and mom products for when you have kids and all this stuff. They're like, well, people are seeming to, you know, they trust these personalities because they've built this audience. They feel like they can really communicate with them and ask them questions, and they're relatable. Let's start pushing products and letting these people show our products. And that's when it just kind of like became what it is today. And not that I don't still love YouTube, but it's like, when people say I miss the old school YouTube, I feel like that's what they're referring to. They miss that it was very raw. People weren't super obsessed with their editing. You just wanted to have like somewhat decent lighting so you could see who you were and what you're doing, and that people were talking about things that they really were excited about and had a passion about. And like makeup, I remember lots of people used to do like series, or like, okay, I'm gonna do a series on like the X-Barkis did the Disney princesses, and then I think Petralude did the villains, I want to say. Or people, you know, when Hunger Games first came out, people were doing looks related to Hunger Games, and just all these things that they were really excited about, and they wanted to just be creative and share and talk about. And then we kind of stepped away from that. And I feel like when it's really started to get into the sponsorships and brand deals and all that, I stepped away right before that. Right when I left, people were just starting to get sponsorships and brand deals, but it was more so the really gigantic, big YouTubers that kind of have been around for a moment. And then later, people just started YouTube channels, grew really quickly, and then they started getting those same type of opportunities. But yeah, when I left, that's just barely where it was starting. They're barely starting to, you know, do affiliation codes and promote products and all that stuff. And then it grew into, yeah, what it is right now. And I feel like because so much of it is, I don't know if you're gonna disagree with me on this or not, it just seems very forced and fake a lot of the time. Like, for instance, if you see your favorite YouTuber talk about the same type of product, but it's like each week it's like, oh, this is my favorite holy grail, blah, 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 let's say eyebrow product. And then later, maybe like a week or two later, oh no, this is my favorite grail, best brow product. This is what I'm talking about, the editing. I would have edited this out now. This is my favorite holy grail brow product. And then later, no, this is my favorite holy grail brow product. It's like, hold up, you're using the same words for all of them. It's the same type of product. How is that always like your favorite? So it's like they get new product, and then they're being, you know, paid or just kind of pushed to like promote this product. And the whole point for the makeup companies is they want to sell product, right? So it just became a lot of people trying to promote product. It became boring. And then, you know, a lot of people, because there was so much product just like being constantly pushed out, and it seems like makeup collections come out so fast now. Like, it's really hard to get excited about anything because there's just like new product. And, you know, like a whole bunch of products that are themed and for this certain makeup brand, and then maybe a couple weeks later, yeah, a whole new makeup line for that same company. And it's like, what? So if you finally get it, you buy it, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna post some looks using those products, everyone's moved on to the next thing. And I just am over it at this point. So I decluttered, or went through, whatever you want to call it, a whole bunch of my makeup products. I got rid of some very old Wet n Wild products, and it killed me. Because I remember when they were super popular and everyone's just trying to like, oh, I couldn't find that, or like, and you know, people try to help each other out, like, oh, I found it, you know, if you want to pay me for it, I'll send it to you, and all this stuff. And yeah, they got old, and so I got rid of some of those, or just palettes and lipsticks that I hadn't used in forever. And so now I'm a lot happier with my makeup collection. It doesn't feel overwhelming. I feel like the things that I have now are things I'm really going to use. I also tried to get rid of stuff that I had just so many multiples of. Like, neutral eyeshadows are great, but I don't want to have like, you know, like 10 palettes or even 5 palettes if it's exactly the same thing. And I do recognize that sometimes even with neutrals though, different brands and eyeshadow palettes, they'll have like a different, you know, formula. Like some will feel more dry, and some will feel buttery and softer, and things like that. So I try to keep ones that are different in that way. But as far as just like having a ton of the same thing, I'm like, why? So I ended up giving stuff to different people, or if it was old, that was in most case for most of the products, they were super old, so I got rid of them. Or lipsticks get very discolored after a while, which is interesting. And I didn't store any of my stuff by the bathroom or anything like that, because you hear that you're not supposed to put your makeup products actually in the bathroom, because like when you take a shower and stuff like that, the moisture can kind of get into there and create bacteria and make it kind of go bad faster. So they were all fine. I didn't store them weird or anything, but they just went bad for one reason or another. And so I am just not staying up to date with any of the products. I like to kind of look around and see what stuff is coming out, but as far as buying a lot of stuff, definitely not doing that. I've never been one that's been like crazy buying every single makeup collection, but like when the Maybelline color tattoos came out, I bought a lot of them. Bought like 10 of them because it was exciting. They didn't have products like that before, at least at the drugstore. But I've definitely stuffed back a lot, and I'm okay with it. And so recently, yeah, I've been watching more videos that I would say are kind of more like the old school YouTube, where they're just a lot more talking, a lot more hanging out. They're not pushing products all the time, but just kind of showing how to put on makeup. And I've seen like a lot of them too, they're just getting back into that mindset of they're really enjoying what they're doing a lot more, because you just kind of saw that with some, like, oh, here's this new product, here's swatches of it, yeah, it's good, yeah, it's not, all right, move on. Next video. And I don't know, like you just kind of saw some of your favorite people, like, you used to be so much fun and bubbly and happy and like excited about the new products, and now it's just like, oh, here's more. Okay, so I recently saw the other day, I don't know how I missed this, but I blame the algorithm for everything, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, because I didn't see this before. I was like, what? I would have been watching this right away. Julie G started making videos again. So Julie G, she's the one that she had her own nail polish line. I think she still does, or did, I don't know, for Jessie Girl Cosmetics. And she used to do these gorgeous, beautiful eyeshadow tutorials on her beautiful brown eyes. And that's why I loved it is too, because like similar type of eyes as me. I feel like a lot of the people whose tutorials I like, they have very light colored eyes, and that's obviously opposite of me. But she would do these really colorful eyes, and they weren't like super dramatic, like you could wear them in everyday settings, but the way that she blended and worked with colors. And then she had beautiful long nails, and she'd always do nail tutorials, so that's why they kind of, you know, picked her to do like the whole nail polish thing. But she think just like kind of got out of it, and then I think she started doing other opportunities. She said that she's actually working makeup artist, so she does it for different stuff, like she's working on commercial and things like that. And I saw that she started doing it because I used to love her so much, but it felt like she just wasn't having fun with it anymore. It really became more of like a job to her. And I don't know, these old YouTubers that I first started watching years ago, it seemed like they couldn't keep up with the direction that it was going. They loved being creative and just kind of doing what they wanted, but the people that were getting more views, more subscribers, were the people that were featuring just new makeup products and doing hauls and reviews, and started getting into these super fancy editing or buy these really expensive cameras, and they were just doing what they could with what they had. You know, the video quality wasn't bad, but it wasn't, you know, like, I don't know, it wasn't super fancy. Like, it wasn't some type of video quality that you'd see on TV, which I feel like that's how some of the cameras are now that these really big YouTubers have. Like, there's, you know, commercial quality. My TV's over there, that's why I'm pointing to it. So I'm very happy that she's back. I feel like X-Sparkage, she's someone that I never really went away from. I've always kind of enjoyed her content, but there was a point where you could see that she just wasn't happy with the stuff that she was doing, and she knew that. But she's just starting to do more unique videos, stuff that she's interested in and she feels her subscribers would be interested in. I think it's working. And also Samantha, or how do you say her last name? Ravindal, I hope I say that right. That I've loved her ever since I found her a while back, and that she recently got off of PR list, and so now she's buying the makeup products herself that she wants to review. And it seems like she's also enjoying makeup a lot more because she's finding that it's just a different mindset when you're receiving all these products in PR, because you're just kind of getting them. You're not actually like going out to the store or physically swatching them, or like, oh, it's this much money, don't want to spend it on that, or don't want to spend it on that. Is that product really worth that much money? So it's been really interesting to see her kind of different mindset as she's doing that. And I've always loved her as well because she's very casual. It also feels like you're hanging out with a friend. So I think people are really starting to want that old school YouTube feel, which is basically that it's a lot more casual, and that people are just not pushing products, but they're really doing stuff that they have a passion for and they enjoy, and they're doing it because it's more of a hobby and it just makes them happy. So that's why I'm also here, just to connect with people and, you know, talk about the stuff that I enjoy and am interested in, and I'm hoping it's not gonna cut me off. I don't think there's a lot of memory left on my phone for videos, because I recently went to a concert and I filmed a whole bunch of stuff. I went to Against the Current. Oh my gosh, so good. That's another band that I saw on YouTube like a while back. They were doing YouTube covers with Alex Goot, and I saw them years ago in concert at LA at the Roxy. And that was when I first like saw them in person. Like, oh shoot, they're really good live. And then after that, I kind of just went and touched in every now and then to see what they were up to. And then the last two albums that they did, the In My Bones and Past Lives, oh my gosh, so good, so Nat music. So I listened to those both a ton, and I told my husband, I was like, I really like this last album. I was like, we have to go to the concert. I've been listening to this album like all this year, or this year, last year. It's like, we need to go. And it was amazing. And they played at this really tiny venue, so you're very close and everything. But yeah, that was awesome. What was I talking about again? So I feel like people are going back to that. So if you are a YouTuber, did you used to do YouTube back when I did? People, Dawn, Vanessa, Kendall, who else is... I think some people don't even do YouTube, or not do YouTube. They don't even watch YouTube anymore, though. People like when I first started doing it. But if you've been like thinking about it, but you're like, I don't know, I can't keep up with what everyone else is doing, don't worry about it, because people are coming back to how it used to be anyway. This just has become so fake and so product based, and people are finally starting to realize that they want the realness back. So if you've been thinking about it, just come back. I'll be here. I'll be a viewer for you. And also, if you do YouTube and you're more of my style, if you're subscribed, say hey. If you're not, still subscribe and then say hey. But yeah, let me know. So one of the things that has definitely changed over the years is the whole algorithm crap that I hate. And all these platforms like to say, no, it's better for you because people that interact with you more, they'll see your stuff. It's like, yeah, that's true, but if I don't interact with them, or if, say for instance for me right now, if I haven't uploaded a video in a minute just for one other reason or another, and then I all of a sudden upload stuff, it's not guaranteed that you guys will actually see it. So I do post my stuff on Facebook and Twitter, and that's kind of it. I haven't been posting on Instagram, but definitely follow me on Facebook and Twitter because that's where I share the new videos. It's another way to keep up with me. And then I might try Facebook Live again. We'll see. Because yeah, that's a way to actually see it, because this YouTube algorithm, it's like, there'll be like 5 YouTube accounts that I view most recently. I'll see like them, like, oh, that they have new videos. But all those other people I'm subscribed to a lot of people because that's just how it's happened over the years. I never see when they upload new content. I have to physically go and click on their channel or search for their channel and see, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've missed about 5 videos. Good to know. Thanks for letting me know, YouTube. And the notification bell, I mean, I could do that, but then there'd still be so many notifications because then I'd be doing that for all the channels I like. So I think that's a good thing to do, is to check for the channels either by searching for the actual channel, just kind of once more, like, oh, I haven't seen anything by them. Search for Fashion Meets Makeup because that's what I'm known as now. Or yeah, go look on my Facebook page, Fashion Meets Makeup, or my Twitter, Fashion Meets Makeup, but it's spelled kind of weird because the character limit. So that's down below if you want to see that. But yeah, these are just some random thoughts. Like I said, this is not going to be edited, so hey, enjoy it. That's it for right now. Do you guys like my simply curled hair? Cool. And I will see you guys later. Bye.